Okay, guys, let's see. See, my picture has showed up yet? Hey, here I am. Okay. Well, welcome to Mark Teaches Music. I'm Mark Black, and this is, our combined live streams of the Improv Workshop, in which we're going to improvise. And all you guys should all know this. I shouldn't have to say any of this. Everybody should be saying, "Yeah, man." But anyway, so Improv Workshop, we're going to improvise on two cool songs that I really like, and uh, and then we're going to take some questions in the to play about playing and singing, to play and sing. So this is indeed the this is Valentine's Day, huh? Yeah, I don't really know. Do some Somebody can ask me a musical Valentine's question. I don't know what that would be, but it's coming up. It's not right now. Okay, let's see. All right, and so anyway, it's indeed the 14th of February 2000 and what's that other thing? 2023. Yeah, we hadn't gotten rid of that yet. So and listen, even though we're not at the question and answer, if you want to go ahead and give me those questions, you can stick them in. So in the improv workshop, which is what we're doing, we're going to learn to ad lib, get better and better, and all the cool things. This music is so wonderful. I'm so excited about these songs. Just love to listen to them. I know I'm stupid, but I put one of them on while I was doing some work, just the background track. There's no melody even. It's just like, this is cool, man. So so anyway, just to say, music is awesome. Everything is awesome. And the music is very, very awesome. So so we're not just ad libbing. I'm going to say stuff. I'm going to try to help us. And then listen, you really, truly, I'm telling you, I did not learn. Oh, where's my pipe? Well, I actually need suspenders, is what it is, but it's the wrong thing. But I didn't learn how to ad lib, and I'm a music major with a degree. Of course, a degree in oboe, so I don't have to ad lib right. But I was in the Loyola Jazz Band for 3 years, and anyway, I did not know how to ad lib. Play the parts, written parts, but I didn't know how to ad lib, and I didn't really learn how until I was about 30. Uh, yeah, about 30, 35, and so that was only 2 years ago. No. But anyway, so I'm just saying, and it was so frustrating. Could not understand what to do or why I was messing it up, or why isn't this right? And so I'm saying I don't want you to feel that way. And so we're going to talk about those things. Listen, if you have a request for a style or for me to ad lib on a different instrument or something that I play, uh, just say so and say, hey, I don't hear enough boogie woogie on here. Can we do some boogie woogie tunes? So it's a lot of fun. And so anyway, and if you like this, hit subscribe and notifications and share is the biggest thing to me. And then, like I said, drop your comments and your questions to me. And if you're interested in the lessons, go to www.dallasmusiclessons.com. And if you miss this and you want to contact me at mark@dallasmusiclessons.com. So listen, so when we start our songs, which we're doing just a second here, when it's your turn to ad lib, it's me and then you, and so jump right in. Don't wait. Don't wait. You can do things like, I'm not sure what that chord is. It my turn? Yeah, I'm not saying be flawless. I'm saying more like, don't be like, I'm gonna do so bad. Well, play four measures of badness, and then kind of see if you can amend it. So don't wait too long. Jump right in, and then when it's my turn, listen to me play. Not necessarily because it's amazing, but because listen, it may give you some ideas. It certainly, if you're not playing, will give you time to think about what you'd like to hear. And different people, I'm gonna say it's different people. Some people will approach it like, I'd like to hear this, and they try to find that and play that time. But if you haven't ad-lib before, other people will be like, okay, I heard that Mark Black guy play this sound, da 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 da. Now I heard that from him. Let me see if I can do that. No, because I feel like it was just not bad. They're copying somebody else or doing what somebody else did. That's absolutely fine. It's not a right way or a wrong way. Some people feel like they're sui generis. It comes from the inside, from the beginning. They are the fountain naturally, as a good way again, fountain of these good sounds they want to play. And other people feel like, well, if you could just show me what to do, I could do it. So we're doing both things. Neither way is wrong. And that's just fine. Don't be put off by a style you don't like. Don't be put off by an instrument you don't like. So let's see. Yep. And if there's 22 of these now, this is the 22nd one. And so if you either don't like the styles that are on here or it's too hard, go back to the earlier ones because they get easier and easier. Although today, for example, we're doing the first track is only in one key and one scale. And then the second one is only in two scales, only uses two scales. And I've given you the scales. And by the way, in the description here was the link for both the scales to use and the chart of each of the songs we're doing. And you should download those. If you can, you should print them. I mean, I got a big 36-inch monitor here, and I got this other monitor here. So I don't have to print it. But if I didn't have that, I would want to see it and easily see it. And so that's enough about that. So, okay. So our first song is called The Name of the Song by me. I have named the song. Where is the song? I'm going to get the deal here. Okay. So our first song is called Lone Sun. And it is, so if I would suggest you pull up the chart if you can, and I'm going to share because I'm a sharing kind of guy. And here is the chart. Now we want to listen to it. Every chord is in this song, not all songs. Every chord in this song is made with notes from the G scale. So you don't have to go like, oh my gosh, I wonder what I can play. You're just playing notes from the G scale, and they will all work. And what happens is, for example, here's the notes of the G scale: G and C instruments, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, and then like it starts with a C chord. It starts with a G chord. I need to find. Hopefully, I can find this in a minute. Where is it? Well, there it is. There it is. Okay. Starts with the G chord. Let's go look at the D chord, for example. So there are all these notes in the G scale. Well, the D chord is made of the D, the F sharp, and the A notes of that chord. And then the C chord is made of that scale, the G scale. The C chord is made of the C, the E, and the G notes of that G scale. So not a note that's used by any of these chords is not in the G scale. So you can play the G scale. However, when different chords occur, we'll hear different strengths and weaknesses. So let's listen to this one time through to kind of get the interesting, and this is sort of an interesting song, common I suppose, but it's got a really good sweet spirit. If I could hear it, it would have a sweet spirit. Yeah, it's kind of James Taylor, kind of country-ish. Okay, there's your. Well, I'm gonna start it over because you'll be able to follow these chords. Click, 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 click. There's the G. Now I'm not telling you to know what these chords are. Hear the sound. This all sounds friendly, right? There's the G. Next line, there's our D. And suddenly it gets sad. And this next chord throws me off. C, D. Now here's sad. There's the C, A minor. And the D. You're trying to absorb these changes. Yes, you can read them, it's fine. But we're trying to catch it. And there's the D. Now your ear is led back now to the. That's home base. We're in key G, and your ear says, "Oh yeah, that's what I was expecting." Okay, so I'm going to start, and we'll take 8 measures apiece, and I'm going to sing on this one. And I thought of different things I could do, and I'll show you in a second. So here I'm going to sing, and you're going to come right after me. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to sing, whatever. Ooh ah ooh, ooh ah ooh ooh ooh. Ooh. Your turn. It's my turn. I go. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Your turn. Come back to the top. I want you to keep on going. Keep on going to G. That's my turn. Ah, ooh, 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 Your turn. All right, that'd be my turn. Your turn. Okay, now it's my turn, and I want to say a couple of things. Number one, um, let me sing a G major scale. Let's just start with that. So I want to hear this is indeed a G major scale. A B C D E F or G. So it is indeed the notes of the G scale, and again, like I said, as a chords change, what seems the sweetest, or not, it's not wrong, but it's not so great, changes based on as the chord. But the notes of the G scale are still the smorgasbord we're choosing from. Second, your ear is closest to your voice. You're going to sing. When you sing, you're going to get the most quickly or most natural sound. You're trying to add. So I'm saying you use singing as a way to prime the pump, as a way to, I'm not sure what to do, and you just try it. Now, you may be going, in your singing, you may be going, it may sound terrible. As long as there's pitch to it, it's benefiting you as a soloist. Not talking about a vocalist, but it's benefiting you as a soloist. It's like, oh, that's a cool sound. And so you sing a couple of measure, one measure, or 3 notes, or I'm not kidding, 3 notes, 6 notes, and you say, okay, that was cool. Let me play that. Let me play that on my instrument. Let me find that. That would be that's very close to what you really, not perfectly, but I'm just saying it's closer to what you'd really like to hear. And I'm going to start it over, and I'm not going to sing much, but I just want to say, if you're a singer, you do this not because you're going to have this place in the song where you're going to ooh, forever. You do this in the song, and I'm going to make up words and just say, so in your song, whatever the lyrics are, you're going to sing the correct lyrics, but then you're going to go, I have no idea what's coming up. I love you, yes. Baby, 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 baby. Oh, there you go. Jesus, you're mine. You're making up stuff. All the time. I love you, I do. Oh. So you can song, your lyric is, me and Janie went down to the whorehouse, and I go, oh, I miss her so. So I'm saying that if you're a vocalist, what you're trying to do, you would like to be so skillful with your voice and just slip in little notes and slip in little things. So I'm just wanted to comment. It's not just me being bored. It's rather a way to develop the ability to sing, add things, hundreds of things, dozens of things. And if you listen to black gospel styles or jazz styles, but let's just say a guy's going, hey, he doesn't wake up in the morning when he's 7 years old and start doing that. He practices, hears people do that, and he starts doing those things himself, so practicing them. So anyway, for vocalists. Now we're out of the vocalist thing. We're back to you guys, and I want you all to start. We're starting back over. This is the G. Go for it. My turn. Your turn. Still your turn. My turn. I love you, yes I do. Don't have to put lyrics in it. Oh, oh, your turn. Go ahead into the E minor part. You. I'm gonna get it. Oh, your turn. E minor again. Still you. want you to continue, comes back to the major. Try to anticipate those chord changes. Try to hear them. What's coming up? Back to home base. It's the 5 chord. Sad E minor. Surprise chord coming up. Surprise. There's the 2, the 4, and the 1. My turn. Your turn. You know you can do your best ad-libbing when you hear those sounds ahead of time. Boom. Keep going. E minor sad. You. My turn. I know that you are the one for me. The day for me and you is coming soon. I know we care. Nonsense words. Oh, 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 your turn, minor. Me and my baby went down to Boston, saw all the sights there, but glad to be home. When I got back, I didn't know what to sing, so I made up this song. And now it's your turn. Okay, cool. We'll stop there on this song. All right, so let's see what I like for you to note about that. It was all in one key. Every chord had some different twists of sounds in the way that the person. I didn't do this. I just picked this. So the way the person put in the B minor chord, especially, but the sounds. You do not have to look at this. All I'm stating on different instruments. Some people will ad-lib and play wonderfully, and all they have to do, and I'm telling you to encourage you, all you have to do is absorb those sounds. Here's the sound coming up. Boom, 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 boom. Like that. You're hearing those sounds. If you can anticipate those sounds, then your solo will lean into those sounds, becoming like, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And I already did it though, didn't I? So you will anticipate those sounds, those changes, and your solo will reflect them. So somebody else will say, oh, here's the C chord, C, E, G. Here's the D chord, D, F sharp, A. Here's the B minor chord, B, F sharp, B, D, F sharp. Maybe I'll put the 7 on an A. In other words, that will inform them on their notes. Ultimately, your solos will not sound wonderful unless you hear ahead of time, I'd like to hear this sound. But your starting point could be a lot of different things. So anyway, so this was all in one key. It was a little bit, and you should have heard it as sort of a little bit of an epic. Obviously, it should sound kind of sad or melancholy, but that big fat G chord at the end is going to say, or throughout it, it's going to say, no, it's okay. But it's kind of like life life is tough and I'm sitting in the back porch looking out over the mist and, singing about you type song. And so your solo would reflect that. Okay. Now the next song is named, I'm assuming it has a name, and I know it does, and the name is Mr. Wing Magic, which is a great sound name. And again, this song is, you have a chart for this, you need to pull this up. Y'all need to let me know if this is a good idea to put these charts up. I guess it's a good idea. I'm kind of uncertain myself. But I know you need the charts. You don't have to stare at the charts. You don't have to use the charts. But some people will be like, oh, good, this is so refreshing to me, or make it a lot easier for me. And that's what we want here, is that you not feel displaced. Like you not have no clue what to do. So anyway, so here this song is starts in C minor, but it's C Dorian minor, which is the same notes as what major scale? Because it's Dorian minor, not natural minor or Aeolian minor. And so it's Dorian. Then it's the major scale a whole step down. So this is the B flat major scale to produce the chords. The notes for these chords. So those just let you hear. So these chords are produced by the B flat scale. And you may not can tell, but Dorian minor is like it's literally every song that Santana ever did uses those chords. I'm gonna stop that. So anyway, and then it goes to right here. Actually, I stopped it. And then it goes to E flat. So we're listening to our song. And that chord right there on the end uses notes that aren't in either key. And basically we could sum that up by saying it has a boom, 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 boom. It has a B natural in it. Right? Yes, beautiful. Let's hear it. If you want to add a flat 9, you can. And let's get that track up here. There's Mr. Wing Magic. Okay, so we're not going to look at that because I am going to play the big fat bass guitar on this. And so let's let this play while I get this bass in my hand. Turn that up a little bit. Okay, so let me go over to this. So I'm going to start over, and I want you to see this. I want you to watch me play a B flat major scale. You get it? So that's just the B flat major scale if you're in a C instrument. Okay, and fix to play an E flat major scale. Just want you to see it. Okay, so I just want to, when I prove it is not the right word, I want to relieve your mind. And you're saying, oh, praise God. All I have to do is play these two scales, and that's right. So 8 measures. Is that 8 measures? Yeah. 1, 2, yes. No. Yes. 8 measures of B flat, or C minor, but C Dorian minor, and 8 measures of E flat. There's a little, gig thing out of it, in both of them, but it's not significant. So, or it's something you can figure. It's just one measure is what I'm really trying to say. I can't use words now. Here we go. I'm gonna start just so we get a beginning. Your turn. E flat. Okay, you keep going so you can have the C minor, the D flat major scale, 2 flats, B and E. You can just play a C. Okay, it's my turn, and I go. Can't see my volume. Your turn. And my turn. My turn still. Your turn, so you get the E flat, the friendly part. Okay, now we're going to see if we can do 4 measures apiece. I'll start with the C minor. Your turn, C minor, go. Here comes the E flat. Your turn, my turn now. Your turn. And that's my turn. Your turn. And that's my turn on the E flat. Your turn. Sorry. Let's go back to 8 measures. You take it in C minor, Dorian minor. Keep going. Okay, now it's my turn. I just want to say, here's the happy part. Bum, 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 bum. Happy part. A relief from the mega funkiness of the earlier part. And so all I'm saying is we would like to kind of try to get some of that, just a little friendlier sound. Let me back up just a minor, tiny bit All I'm trying to do is get a little, so I'm saying, okay, I want this to be not quite the same, like not all super funky, just moderately funky. I guess it's here. Your turn. Back to funky. Funk, 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 funk. It's you. And keep going. E flat. My turn. Your turn. Okay, you take this back to C minor so you get a little bit of funkiness. And we'll stop. Okay, cool. Now, I was telling somebody else today earlier, you cannot get these songs except for here. Mostly though, that's true, but it's mostly just that I just don't want the YouTube copyright, assassins. So, but I love that. So, I just want to say, music is wonderful, and it's so inspiring and exciting to listen to those songs. Hugely different moods, but just very compelling to me. But that's enough. Now, want to remind you, if you have any questions about any of that, just send me an email at mark@DallasMusicLessons. Now we're over to play and sing our question and answer. Now, last week, so we're at the question and answer. You can ask me a question, and I have a question here, but I want your questions. Last week it was really cute. As soon as I said that, somebody shot a question in there instantly about how to use a capo and both the ways to use it. And I, of course, as I would, expanded it to when would you use a capo? And there were 3 good reasons and 1 bad reason. And I'm not going to repeat it now. So anyway, if you got your questions, send your questions in there. And then, so the question I have already is, yes, you talk all the time about woodwinds and brass and different kinds of instruments. What are the differences in the kinds of instruments? So I'm going to take, I don't know, 5 minutes. Well, probably I'd be lying if I said that. So more like 10 minutes and talk about the different kinds of instruments real quick. And listen, to me, that's just fascinating stuff. I have this book here. I have all this stuff on my computer, but I couldn't find it readily. I was just trying to get some something to put my hands on. And I was looking at it recently and noticing, well, this is all orchestral instruments, so it's like leaving out a whole bunch of instruments. So I actually am looking at my own, and I don't know if you care, I'm just saying, looking at my own divisions of instruments because there's so many different kinds of instruments. And so first off, let me say that there's stringed instruments, and there's a whole bunch of different instruments, but a lot of the differences in instruments is how they're struck, not what they're made of. So anyway, So I'm gonna grab something somewhere. So I'm looking at the woodwinds because this is the first thing in this book, and there's flutes and oboes, and I'll keep my oboe out. There's flute, right, two flutes there, and five saxophones, and I have other flutes put away, and it's the saxophone and the clarinet and the bassoon are. So let's see, we got the flute, the oboe, the bassoon, and there's an English horn, and other there's contrabassoons. There's all kind of, so the clarinet in A, clarinet in B flat, alto clarinet, bass clarinet, contrabass clarinet. Just all these subdivisions. So we're kind of looking at the primary kinds. So if you think about it, all of those are called woodwinds, even though the saxophone and the flute are made out of metal. Originally, the flute would have been made out of wood, right? A guy, find a reed and put holes in it, and he blowing on it. And I have a Chinese flute over there. I hadn't thought of that. I should have brought it and played on it. In fact, I will, because I'm stupid like that. I think I can get over there. Pretty far away, actually. So I wanted you to see this. This is super cool. And this is a Chinese flute or a Malaysian flute or a Southeast Asian flute. And so the point is, it's got the hole, right? So. And just by the way, I got a piece of tape on this. But it actually, what it comes with, and it's supposed to have, is a piece of fish skin, and I have fish skin to put on it, but it's a kind of thing that dries off and falls away, and so I didn't want to lose that. So anyway, the fish skin, the point is it buzzes, right? So you're playing, it's buzzing, and you can tell this sounds sort of like some movie you'd watch, over in Vietnam or something. The setting. So my point is, woodwinds, flute is made out of wood, but its origin is something like this. The saxophone was supposed to be a melding of the brass, made out of brass, and the woodwinds. And so he made the body out of brass, and then he gave it a mouthpiece like a clarinet. And just want to say, so we have flute, piccolos, things like that. We have clarinets, and the point is, a wooden body, but they have a mouthpiece that has a flat reed up against, here's the mouthpiece, and it has a flat reed that vibrates like this. So there's clarinets and many kinds of clarinets, saxophones and many kinds of saxophones that's how they make the sound. Now then, there's a family of, in woodwinds, there's the double reeds, where there is a reed, piece of bamboo, cane, against another piece of cane, and there are two pieces of cane. And so anyway, so there's double reeds, reed against each other. So there's the oboe, which is what my degree is in, by the way. Love it. But anyway, and then the bassoon, which is a very super noble sound, and then also used frequently to be comical. These are both orchestral instruments, but the double reeds, two reeds faced against each other. And I want to show you, I just thought of it, since I've all plugged in and got to where I can't move again, I want to get up and move, and so I want to show you this more aboriginal instrument. Believe it or not, this is real. And so this has got two drone. I don't know if I get them both working right now. Kind of get hard to get started. So, anyway, I'm looking at the time, and I believe I need to stop. So, woodwinds and all kind of predecessors to these: the sack butt, the shawm for the oboe. I'm talking about ancient instruments. And so the saxophone has not made it into the orchestra. Turn of the century, 1900. People like Debussy, Darius Milhaud wrote some things for the saxophone, but it has not made it in. So those other instruments are really orchestral instruments, And then, so the brass, right? They're made out of brass, and then they are typically they have a mouthpiece. The mouthpiece is brass, and what makes the sound? We have in every instrument we have something that vibrates to make a noise, and something that drives and pushes the sound. So these are wind instruments. Everything we talked about so far, the sound is made. We had the flute is a column of air. The saxophone and clarinet are a single reed, one against the mouthpiece. The reed is vibrating. And we have the double reeds, two reeds are vibrating. And then in the brass, we have the mouthpiece, and guess what's buzzing to make the sound? It's their lips. So anyway, yes, that is indeed what's happening. So there's, let's see, there's the trumpet and the trombone and the tuba. There's euphoniums. There's basically a kind of tuba, if you want to look at it that way, except for a tuba player won't want to look at it that way. And those are very powerful instruments. If you think about it, those instruments we said a minute ago, the woodwinds, the only one that's really in popular music, pop music, would pretty much be the saxophone, and then the flute some. You've heard constantly, you probably didn't know it, you've heard constantly the oboe and the bassoon in every movie score in the world. Same thing for the clarinet. But the guys who are the winners in that would be I'm talking about what normal people listen to, is the flute and the sax. And then in the brass, well, that's aggravating. In the brass is really the trumpet. There's the only thing you'd expect to hear and listen to 15 songs on YouTube. What has the trumpet? What has brass? The trumpet, and pretty much. And then I'm in love with the sax, trumpet, trombone, blues section, as well as the big bands, and on and on and on. But played in those. But anyway, the only one that's just kind of a normal sound is that. Now, I think probably what I should do is stop. There's one more question here, and let's see if I can pull it up. And if you got your question now, you need to shoot it in because I'm wrapping up. Okay, here it is. Now, remember I told y'all these are musicians' questions. Like what I'm saying is you don't get these questions unless you are a musician. I don't mean that snobbishly, but it is a little bit of an inside baseball. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So here's the question somebody sent me. How many bassists, and I play the bass tonight, right? How many bassists are needed to screw in a light bulb? How many bassists does it take to screw in a light bulb? We've talked about lead singers. We've talked about trumpet players. So now we're talking about a bassist. How many bassists? This person says, how many bassists are needed to screw in a light bulb? And the answer is none. They don't need any bassists to screw in a light bulb because the keyboard player just does it with his left hand. So if you're in a pop band, a jazz combo, whatever, that's a funny joke. Okay, so anyway, how many bassists does it take to screw in a light bulb? None, because the keyboard player just does it with his left hand. Okay, so again, I'm Mark Black. This is Mark Teaches Music. We just had our 22nd session of that Improv Workshop. I want to encourage you. Improvisation is wonderful and freeing, and I don't mean to discover inner self. It's just more saying that it's a lot of fun, and you can do it, and it rewards so many people. I had so many people through the many people I've taught, and I'd say, "Do you want to learn to improvise?" And they would say, many people would say, no. And I say, you mean you're not interested in that at all? And say, well, I don't think I could be that good. And it's just about the opposite. It's like the simplest thing in the world. Most of the songs we just played today, most of the times in the songs we played today, you could just play one note through the whole thing, maybe two notes, and it would be cool if you knew what to do. I'll have to do that. Somebody needs to put that in the thing. Hey, play a song where you only play one note, and it sounds great. Anyway, so now listen, remember, if you're interested in lessons, go to www.dallasmusiclessons.com. If you got any questions, since we're closing this up, leave them in the comments, I guess. You can do that. And you can email me at mark@dallasmusiclessons.com. And if you like this, you need a like, you need to subscribe, my gosh. You need to, send this to your friends, get other people to come in. Seriously, I'm serious. Get other people to participate, and let's see. So until I see you again, I want you to have fun.